Relief operations in Jammu and Kashmir have been affected because of heavy rains once again. It's raining in Srinagar even as we speak. No air operations have taken place because of bad weather in Srinagar this morning. The Indian Air Force was carrying out relief and rescue operations and also initiating rehabilitation project in Srinagar. But because of heavy rains this morning, this has been disrupted. And headlines today is roving editor Mahrukh Inayat now joins us with the latest from Srinagar. Mahrukh, what's the picture like this morning?
The picture is very grim, Gaurav, because like you were just mentioning to the viewers, we every single morning for the past 6 days, we've been hearing and waking up to Air Force sorties doing the rounds, and we haven't heard a single one because this morning I woke up to dark clouds and it has started raining. For the past 15 minutes it started, and it's accompanied by thunder. So it seems to be that this rain is going to continue for a while. That is just not an expert view, but it doesn't look good. And like you said, it's going to affect everything. For the past 2 days, we in fact saw an increase in the kind of rescue and relief operations that were being done. And more than that, the rehabilitation process that has started, because this is going to affect all those who have been evacuated and brought into relief camps, which are essentially tents. So that's the first part. The second is this is going to hit communication links all over again. The border roads force as well as the Jawans had made sure that the roads outside connecting Srinagar to the other parts of the valley had been cleared. That's going to be hampered. Secondly, the rescue operations within the city, because thousands are still stranded, that's going to be affected. Third, in terms of telephone networks, which has become the lifeline for many, that's going to be affected. And more than that, if this increases the water level of the Jhelum all over again, God only knows what's going to happen, Gaurav.
And that is really scary. The way Jhelum breached its embankment, especially the eastern embankment, that's a very scary picture. If we were to talk about the situation on ground, Mahrukh, there is an alarming new trend of attacks taking place on relief and rescue workers. Do we know more about this? Who are these people and how perhaps can this be contained?
Gaurav, I just spoke this morning to one of the commodores of the Navy who has come in his personal capacity and had gone into the interiors, into the Mysuma area to conduct rescue operations. And from what he told us, it was clear that those who are stranded are not behind these incidents. These are clearly unscrupulous elements who are trying to hamper the rescue operations, and the reasons could be twofold. One is that the local boatmen who have been making a killing by rescuing people from the interiors, they have been charging people a bomb, close to 10,000 rupees per person to get people out. They are trying to hamper the rescue operations being done by the locals and the army so that they can make money through this crisis. The second part is there are other unscrupulous elements which are trying to hamper the kind of solidarity that had developed between the locals and the army, clearly with an agenda of their own. That is becoming quite clear now, because this is happening in certain pockets which have been notorious in the past as well. To say that this is these stone pelting incidents and attacks on the army are happening by those who are stranded out of their spontaneous anger would not be true. It's clearly somebody's machination, and dirty one at that, which is trying to hamper relief and rescue efforts that are being done.
Stay with me for a moment, Mahrukh. Those are ground reports. Mahrukh Inayat is on ground zero and she's been bringing headlines today, viewers, the inside story of what's happening in Kashmir. This is day 13 of relief and rescue operations. Day 13 after the deluge. Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has said 1.5 lakh people still marooned. He's called this the worst floods in the century that have devastated his state. Now, there are rising concerns over water levels that are once again rising in parts of North Kashmir. As per figures available with the state government, 129 people have lost their lives in the Jammu region. 30 to 35 people were killed in the Kashmir Valley. Now, rescuers, including those from the army, distributed packets of cooked food, pouches of water, also medicines to stranded people in the flood-ravaged state. 130,000 people have been rescued so far. The army has evacuated 8,000 people by road from the Ramban area. They've also given them food, water and medicines. 1,200 villages in Kashmir Valley, 1,100 villages in Jammu region have been affected. 400 villages, according to the state government, have been submerged. As of now, 4 field hospitals have been established in Avantipur, in Pattan, in Anantnag and at the old airfield region. 21,500 people have been treated here so far.
Everyone who is in our knowledge and also who have come to us for help have been given water, medical supplies, medical treatment and also restoration of electricity and water supplies in various towns and villages. We are helping out, the army is helping out in coordination with the civil administration.
That's an important point that the army commander there was making. The army is working in coordination with the civil administration, and we've seen Chief Minister Omar Abdullah work really hard over past several days. Mahrukh Inayat is on ground zero. Mahrukh, the Chief Minister has been working extremely hard, but is he being backed by the administration? Are they back on ground or are they still missing in action?
Gaurav, I had a chance to speak to the Chief Minister yesterday, and I saw a few of his ministers and some officers of the civil administration who were there and being directed by him. But one of the conversations that I was able to overhear, unfortunately I wasn't able to record it, was one gentleman there who I couldn't identify, who seemed to be an officer from the civil administration, calling up various heads of department who were refusing to come back on duty. And despite him telling them that the Chief Minister's orders were that you have to come back, otherwise you will be suspended. Despite that, I couldn't hear the other person, obviously, but from the conversation that I could make out was that he seemed reluctant to come back. He seemed to be a person by the name of Mr. P.K. Sharma, and there are several others like that who are refusing to come back. And their reasons perhaps could be general, saying that their own families are stranded. But from the situation on the ground, it seems that many of the officers, either perhaps because of reasons which are very general, that their own families are stranded or they are in the submerged areas. But largely it seems that a lot of officers are also scared of going out because of the anger that they feel that they will face from the locals, or perhaps not wanting to, get down to their job. So while Omar Abdullah and his basic, very thin machinery is trying to do the best, but I get the feeling that both the police and a lot of huge part of the civil administration is really nowhere to be seen. It is clearly very, very worrying, because on the ground it has been the NDRF, the army, the other agencies and the locals who have been, who have been leading the rescue and relief operations. And Omar Abdullah, to a large extent, seems deserted by his own administration. Now, for the first 4 days, one could have understood that they were stranded, but most of them have been evacuated. But unfortunately, which is the grave truth of the situation right now, many of them not wanting to come on the ground and actually help in the rescue and relief efforts.
Mahrukh Inayat, for the moment, many thanks for joining me. Mahrukh and the entire Headlines Today team working against all odds, getting you these reports from ground zero. Omar Abdullah, there you see in those pictures, he's been trying to work hard to a large extent, as Mahrukh reports, abandoned by his own team.